John Mahama Chiani Kentia, but the Yesron Konene say, John Mahama Breso appointees no, so what can be bimpo ne etiana or bef on in the boomfu, a home minister, enemy Gina Fonso for 2 hours.
Whenever I say ma PENDREAM TV there, or see them, you po.
Amisa, one way. We are na me say ebinso Emma National Regional Security Coordinator. Yera Jabari Captain. Or say nana ye ko. And no mu call ho de see nyina no twa pictures in mami. When you kind of responsive government, che me bomb abaso. Yera John Mahama. Fire because many koye National Thanksgiving service. In faso bi ani so. And so koye. But se me bo abaso. One of the things I mean who ever wa buy we and ya ba kunu wa buy we and they say generally obia ini biano obuade ye wa ba ku mienu fu obia ene wo ye dia but ade ba ku a eye me fe ye John Mahama and they say appointees no dodo na ebuade. They are very respectful, very respectful. Very, very respectful. Omu bunipa. Because one kasana no oyobia no akono nipa timi benwo. Onya hantan to say the ni enim no. Onya hantan. Eno de de bo abaso. Anya bia no one of the things that many begini say, woman say wo ka bibi pe na omu ntiase a o ma na frɛ wo. O ma na frɛ wo. Na nsen ya me kɔ fire Minister for Works and Housing. Oh, ye show na no frame me. Now when in there na esaya mwa. Until me say ahimfie ya ba no. Don't underestimate this platform. Ye kan ye na ye share ye no. Me ni di nkomo. O say President John and then I make us ask me. O say asem na me be gina ha kan wie ye na ye me pon ye 10 o'clock no. Me wie ye no. O President John Dramani Mahama ono ankasa and a share the American yen fan on a man say he should act for the first time. President President John Mahama, let me tell you, Nasu will be beer. On India kosu be beer. Nasu will form che will beer. I'm telling you. President John Dramani Mahama. Yeah, kind last week, can wa him, you know. President John Minister na enum ton. Oni mi dim komo say President na nkasa. And a Sunday man. Meanwhile, now some now making ye 10 o'clock. I feel na near post production. And so now President Tati. It is a who tia him fear. When he say ya ba, ye can't some so pennyfonity and nothing a member President John Dramani Mahama Basono. The entire American is a meme who be paying. Me who nana kufodo abai. A hand tiny jail appointees, you know, and nothing ayana and no, the difference is that under MPP no appointees no crab attacking me at the matem. Amania mimi who and say, Sassam na woka impuntu onwa juma, I bet me abuano. Oh, na MPP appointees in the communicators no, omu di watem, no more the propaganda, no more catch say, akwano NDC ni John Mahama Chiani Kentia, but the Yesron Konene say. John Mahama Breso appointees no say wo ka bibimpo ne etiana or bef on in the boomfu a home minister enemy Gina Fonso for 2 hours. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources only Gina Fonso for 2 hours etc nyoma muyem and I'm say na wo ye nyoma passe and na won kan kire ye say wan ka dia and ye beka de wo osiminia say ni and I'm say efri na kobra out osimati when e buamfu Minister, home minister, man who be that the only minister, Mamenka Nokre, MPP mu, the only minister, I know Timmy Tamphone frame was Dr. Yawaduchum. So me kabibi na anya MPP for da, MPP for Dimatem no. The only minister, no Timmy Kasa me Tamphone, na my friend ma church and nyoma machro na say ni was Dr. Yawaduchum. Ononkwani minister, ononkwani minister, no Timmy and Crawford Krako say, hey. Na ni pe asema wo kan ye no kre samone ne nya adua mamu didi natem monko kirekire mu nsem Dr. Yawaduchum the only minister under MPP na otimi timase enemy din komo e calm me down was that there were other few people but I'm talking about minister but NDC for bensu opa kabibi na sa asem no eyade ehia omu be frɛw akyerɛkyerɛ mu nansen me koka Ratri Park ho asem me ka Ratri Park ho asem Dr. Frank Amwako ne be ka sen minua no Zuba ye minua enso me faya wo mu me keka ma adwen kyerɛ wo mu omu bu amfuo eno an so mka so mu beye ene Ratri Park eyeye Zuba frɛ me kosiada emi edi nkɔmɔ se ni na tie enra me kyerɛ video bi wɔ ha video bi omu si school bi ye cha basic school na sefo abrantie bi eye store me share man na no wo meet no enso Zuba free meet na se ebe frɛ me so obeka ya kofi na wo ye LPM pie ye eye Zuba na frɛ me me kote Zuba eno frɛ me explain the AC say ni sa asem me hu bi wa MPP mu da MPP fo be di watem
aha no kra ba akopɛ
enkofo say former regional minister honorable Simon Semensa mu wofa me penasem but sa nyoma nkitinkiti wei ena na ye mu bi ye te a na ye ntimi because she nyoma asese wa ase kasa me hu so ko radio tour no oh sa asem we na me kache regional minister na ni bubefu she na koma ensem na ne e ka no the same thing oguso ye na sebi she eye me ya na wo ka MPP for na enom ni say yempo masem
sa na ya no modwen e na ye attack o
obi a regional minister wakwa kodi di manatem na nsem kura de o kire de o kan sebi minti nka no or use F word regional minister e ma ba wo ho omo say yesika yentimi ntua regional minister nko bie na no nkakasa o say e ma ni ye dede e na omo ntie mi dia e na F word na after many years yakato say sa kasa no kura ka ho na e ma nkofo bufu tutia wo no or platform so anka o de be party wo no o say me patch on net me patch me maka me nu mi ho regional minister we e na ye ka no ho asemi Dr. Santi regional ubengina wo achievement so and ya baba be campaign o well ukoka oso mpenasem regional minister anka this time we lose o kasa ye kasa ebeboa no enti Dr. Baumia ba Santi region no baba campaign ya ubetimi akogina akoka de because enkrofon e mana no ye school feeding for na dodo na ye MPP for no wagina so aka say udidi o matem say sebi fuck off no Sabi press penny timi bi na ka say fuck off penny regional minister
so sad
honorable Simon Semensa we over 60 years na sabi o ma ba ho no m say eja school feed ye ntua ye ka enti boani ye dede a enti penny timi hu ekwan ya obefo so ni o makasa what you have to do ne say fuck off when your word will use you and after many years 2 years no anka regional minister honorable Simon Semensa anka nyawnuhu bi said the beya who represented Dr. Baumia
bia o me da ye no madwen o mankasa yi on say bia say asem ba okoko be brontie bia obeka say asanteman we dey mo fa ncheme manka ni yi sa
o say fuck off they say oko to mimi show the on because onim say mimi ne na ni hia enti ono mimi show on minim dada on but normal mimi hia no de bia maka kire no mi hia ni show time o ka so man Israel fem say mi hia no I don't need him because you see sa emotional intelligence maka say olaki
yeah
and I've said it many times say honorable Simon Semensa olaki emotional intelligence but we a leader the way I will see Emma Bufuo, the way I will see Nini Pakasa, and on a Kama leader.
And I sank a Zuba Modi and can
see Miami to me fire Zuba. Zuba be Fremach Rich Masimum. Minister, Makika Majiacheno, Minister Fremeno, or Promatose me at least me so or Fremi, she na mini a general manager, and I never ho. Minister Fremi bear 10 times.
Wow. Ashanti regional minister.
Debbie. Minister for Works and Housing, Honorable Kenneth J.
Yeah.
What's your kind of once last week?
Yeah,
offer me 10 times. Not mean to me picky.
Wow.
Still me. Osiminia say now can you President Ashama me President John Dramani. Oh no, so what said the Mekan you know?
And to BBC na ye kwa kamo se mayenka.
Before Muade, ya catch a muntie, executive Muade, ya come muntie, party no masano, champagne for way, and I know Omudimo nim, air campaign. Now, regional minister, we are former regional minister, Sebi, Asante regional stronghold, Okasanye, Okomanye, Yakokana, Yakoka will say, Yampawasem, now who yes, I know my way in Evia, Obasabe General say Yantomau. Obasabe Kasiantoma, Dr. Bomia, Obetimia catch a man, what's room say, fuck off. Penyo, fuck off. That's the word.
No one was a catch or bar. Oh, it's so sad.
Radinyanko. Oh, so Sano Mupedia, media na me bo Mpenifo Abaso say President John Drama Yedawase. At least who appointees in the day. Say a can sema. Omudia Hubrasie, Echre in Semnimu ye. And one Eche. Nancy Ayeka Afari, Military Hospital. Honorable Broja Jemfi.
Yeah, Honorable Broja Jemfi.
Now a frere Minianum Centrophobia. Or say, Minianum say, ni se, Nibuanfu. No, church him, the entia, Sikano, and ya $5,000 or so $500,000 no more. 78 no what the book ni paper ni nyina menyabi na emrempa no metra book ni paper they were a city Eurojet the invest no
yeah
everything was in order omu church nsemu enya mpp4 man lusu e wasamunya kasapa no regional minister former regional minister na shade owo for say regional minister shade owo for say o say bibima regional minister Franca obeteki action
and
papa we dey ne bukura funa ne koko ejina so nti o say empena
so be kaya last week airport runabout airport runabout na where to Emma obi ye video crab abon take a chair regional minister say won't take action asat enra 12 p.m. na omo start air working on airport runabout
that is responsive there me say airport runabout maybe me ko gina ho asa am na MPP time na etutu ye didi matem MPP4 ne say you did me NDC ni. They say no, the foolish thing that they do, the foolish thing I repeat, the foolish thing that they do is that so what can asem now? Omunim said they can hear no cre. And na nipa nso tie uni. The only thing on bet me I say oye NDC ni. Na de bia me ka say me NDC ni enti den. Me yemfa ne say me NDC na amaji atum enti den.
NDC nye party.
And am say enfo is enti Ghana for no munyina akotoma NDC no munye nipa na. Let us stop this pettiness. Ghana no extra term MPP ni mo NDC no. What kind of entitlement is that? Nan say enkophobia na ba ku me sa record here. Akwa bi atro bibi o social media. Or warning Dr. Colin Samu bim sa asem na me kan no. Wa warning no tag me Dr. Colin Samu ye ka atreo se woni na na janto ankasa wo products na wo to no obuasi beverages na woton no yenso ye be baso ye yenso be attack no and I'm saying you are foolish person we ejimifo you don't have sense enti o party say sebi enti wo de obeka say enye papa
na
unso de no kra wo ye no amfa odi ama wo mukose accounts bi achi a no ma tro nsemfo but and I make say you see why no mu yema Dr. Baumia enti na maka say Dr. Baumia say debi am repeat unim say ye nim ye ho change social media you are my friend ye namfo ye di nkomo Dr. Baumia say woni wo nkrofo na nkasa me na janto a matena mu una be lucy because me TCMPP so a ebe ye west
omo man ho nya akọ
me say me TCMPP so Ashanti region ha na nkrofo ye o ma dwen say omo be attack a ye be hwe de ye betie no because my buy wo so kra na money na janto nya problem no when we ni na ma ba ni so into nkrofo na o ma sha se ye say be foolish things na o mu trotro nyoma na o ma yuani say Dr. Collins amone na janto ankasa ye so ye be attack ni beverage into ma tese nkrofo bi timi ka say oh obo ase bites no enye papa monnom kasa preko na ye fa ho be oboase beverages and boase bitters ne other products na wo ye no she ukọ EPNA
World Cup it is the DSTV
Oboase beverage is the only local bitters international standard. Opa Monchake DSTV. That is Oboase beverages and Oboase bitters and products is the only product from local international appeal.
No.
What is your cancer? Now, Okofa vodka ba. Vodka ne de na obi de standard FDIG to my international standard no. O can say munu. All because of it. It's me the mesre. Me the meda Dr. Baumiase. The nyoma ye. But catching on crop for ni say. The omu ye no emfa. Na at the end of the day no. So mo make Dr. Collins Samo. Medical catch no. At the end of say no cracker.
Aye, no cracker.
And now friend na. Ontimi nyahwe. Muntie me say kabim. MP before na amut. O friend Dr. Collins Samo a. Ontimi mfrɛ me meka se minjai. De obetimi aka se minjai ni sa ade ne nya no kre.
Aye.
Because enya no kra. No kra ye ba akopɛ no. Me ne net na ase ne nyina ye dwene hu. Sa no kra ye ba akopɛ no. Ni atini fie.
Nti den na obekire.
No kra ye osinana, no kra ye ba akopɛ we ni ye pɛ. Nti me ne ne wo onim Dr. Collins Samo nim. Ene madika ka chen say the day a obeka chem say ade ye no kra. Minjai no meje adwuma na se no. Ono minim onim se me ne ka. Ena oni mi di nkomo osina na meta enti mo amutiti akire na me frɛ Dr. Sankra sesem na mo ya eyi Insha FM na obi fra emfa no san semunu no minim Dr. Collins enti me frɛ no menya akwara o. I'm a professional person na Dr. Collins amu nim di enti obefa me enti Sankra sam na ye be ba so dia na obeka se dey enye papa ye ba be chiw medical kan ho asem enti mu de mu ntre
aha
so on patch
enti no
okọ radio so ye to aha de ontimi ma e na me kra me hia no no so hia me but the American say no kra na ewom ni say Dr. Baumia say sampanyufo wi eno mbedi wanim abe campaign wa Ashanti region dia ene wasem because I'm telling you honorable Simon Semensa ontimi convince nipa ba kumpo so muntu abama ma mensa nka we honorable Simon Semensa me so o mani be gina so convince nipa ba kupa ontimi convince apart from traditional MPP for no medina chi no ontimi convince nipa ba kokra say omuntu abama
to the use bia refi enya first time honorable Simon Semensa ne ma menom enya confrontation and I said basa ebo omuntu mo be kai I think 2018 ma me no mo te swame runabout media ni mu eton eniema no okọ oni eifo ekọ so mo kwa akopa mo ma me fo na ka so mo nkono ka tro mo say so mo say ye pam mo no mo nya baabi enkotena nton mo ndia de mo nkoton cocaine so kai sa asem na ka tro mo say cocaine mo nkoton cocaine na be mo sika
video ni video me share video no video now after many years in Central for Crime opportunity Badwin makwan so no en Central for Crime the Central for ye nhwe odi kan kokan no wo Insha FM mini akoko ata eno Kesben okokan bi
me hu se wako
na no
Owia
TV wakoka afi tese the same thing me wan so the Central for ne ye ne say papa yeah more opportunity so take advantage and say
me pama cho
e bia de omu ye ne nye na mo me kasa no na enye papa we do osimi nnu me ho uja mi ameye we na no ya regional minister
for Africa support so I na dream say omo ko na anya na o de dream ho na o de aka de fika ho de aya djuma ba me and Africa support for come was sacrificing a life all this while for the MPP after the insult upon insult I mean, I know I'm a jail like a big boy. Will be a mechanism. Now, I know me dealing with our caca. We deal with programs. And I TikTok. That was TikTok. We deal with our caca. What's it? After I can't count in Yaju. And I will say, the new part, I say, Omona, Dr. Baumia, Omodina Tevno. What me at the same thing say, it's the cake and almost Omodi Dr. Baumia Tevno. I can't go for now. With all due respect, say one of our prime minister. Very, say you no for. The people don't say na come. Mama of 2 instance, I have for Puanan of fire because of so this Dr. Baumia.
Me kai pass. I be kwa na northern region, oh baby.
I'll accept it. But someone because what can someone unpay. Mama, Dr. Baumia, the instance.
Hey, Bia, on different approach. On your best flower catch was a cratchy. Unim same Dr. Baumiano me person be Fina con the Okakan we in ye, a deep on a party in tin, Mempamo, but a cocassa be.
Approach me a tin on him.
The antin baby,
approach me a tin.
But your antin baby,
your requirements. was there instant affair. Dr. Bavia, on an alcohol, okay, oh, you were.
Annie.
I'm a guy, I didn't need to an alcohol, I can't catch you at the right time. No, or pursue take it time or reflection or maybe or join a campaign. I then complain, I can't be your mood of my family.
I was wrong. And one said, oh, your mother joining a campaign back. And you may be away a day muscle.
That must have been. That was already in Kwame. The person who there
must have said complain in the beer, you bear more duma. You call your papa no, I can't say near my when the course. Many anything.
Let's say, Kwame now know Dr. Takeli Dima on Tain like I say. Or call Dr. Bavia only in common. No fish and no maybe a complain you make clear or no day. Okay. Dr. Takeli Dima.
For the kind.
Kwame, Obi you are all a friend say. At the video monopoly. Be a bet me a cassette with somewhere in. But if I come, or someone not any opinion or say a fight, say no, more than in your dream. Problem no one said. I thought I can test because to be information you are not only the same as also information you are not to. Not all of a sudden, much in Quabu when you saw it. Now we both. Some cry now, we so second now. One almost have monopoly. I want to can make a phone. Why the cafe in any?
You better walk away, mention the name woman and say, Yana, essence, you are treasure here, one more tears him. Aye.
No, probably they were ready to watch it. You don't tell my theatre. Wouldn't don't want to go to whatever.
Did you catch me and I'm tea?
We'll be out around the park. First, now I say MPP now, or would you carry extra? They say this every Mukano. As I said, Okon Juma. On play at the other because that's what I know. But that day, Ukasa, that day, the MPP, we are quite about it.
Ah, so one more. When we come here, dear, Santini. What's some of my hour? No, Becca.
I bought 10 hours, maybe a fool of Papa. Or Konoka would be Robert on the store. The beauty of Swaba. And over said, you're not discussing. I didn't come up to your troop, and they all did at 4 Kakaba years.
And
number crucial, apart from a we are the rule.
In the war, what in the
and that's at 3:30 a.m. Let me come back. We never heard a ma or won't put them a performance. Oh, no, MPP now, you see a declare woman. This is a sound, that is out. I mean, as a sound. The call more than you had yesterday, do what? And I don't know them. And you improve. Now, put him over a more commercial quarrel. Or be a business friend on Pekins apart.
And they just catch it.
Family, okay. A Benny Boomer, alone bet.
The Pampana, this is Panama.
Alone bet. Respect to be anyone who is insult and the order of the day. No problem. You know, no, he's not worried. Okay, I'll be a bit more breaking down. Or he's out.
Now, when no, you to me come out from Vilma.
I know how many better.
Yeah, national cancer, war. Yeah, neck war. Others war.
Kwame, neck in national cancer, or more.
Yeah, the only achievement.
Rather young Kazai. No, my cool. I don't know. For the first time, we'll be boy. Or you'll be a penalty because you know personal relationship. But then someone became a no TikTok. I don't know. That wouldn't be a bit of a force of overcome about Dr. Bavia and Matega for Pavon. And the opinion, yeah, it will be with her radio to catch it. A ball so not 2 rooms, so for hey, wow.
What because
now that you're born in the car. My car now, someone pick up from our gym. The wood not tell me. We need to the okay, who you bet me car, but you have cash your moon. pick up now from our team.
Ebi arguments so ne say party wo hoi obi hard na ho de ne boa obi di nim de obi di ni sika obi di ye we ena ye nipa e wo party ni mu ena ye ka mo nyina bomu efe wo MPP ma se wo yi nipa free mu a de ni MPP a e wo wa e hu enti no se wo party mu so a na wate ase se wo maboa sika fam maboa ho de fam de mom nyame kwa me dia me ye ene ma na ye sa eti bi no say oh ene nka ye wura kan minim se wate se nka beba sa kwa se ene party no nya yi akono anfirim dansem keka no minim se wate sansem ye
Mame mate na de onu film I mean o film de bena onu Hello Mame
bi chewo
ya wo nipa bi a omo ba MPP e benye ska kenken Japan
nipa bi a wa dey
o ma ba MPP ma benye ska kenken Japan oh MPP
ya wo de ba no so bo se kwa wa ya contract ya wa gege ye efa energy efa wan Ghana gas wo de nyina ba be gu bonten a kire se wo di diesin wo bia minu so what is asem na
omo de ba bonten a fe omo famra bonten na enkofo omonya MPP ni faso ase ke Japan do say that omo sika bo MPP
that's your point
do say that omo sika bo MPP do say na dabio ya na omo promo ai do say that omo sika bo MPP Udi begwa bontia ai de udi begwa bontia ke Japan na ada na aprobi yeso de bunu nyino se de ya na obono de a meaning
present and bunu hiri asase ready
enye so gadwo te da ko FMC da wo na ku ke Japan ye tu ni free baby o ye ma ke Japan na man baby a no de no baby oh sika and no ya ke Japan na man gadwo te da ku baby a no de no kromu aya tese obi ejira baby aka sima fa ken homa His Excellency the former Vice President Appointes.
Ebi menti ebi ho dia.
Menti bi da. And anu ya ye ni atakene bi asa ba bontia ba kase. Okọ ne ho ne class ne semo ne kan nyina. Ono do eti. Se de what but when me antike action bia. What you suppose you say? Bi ya de na un papa won ho a. O titum di oye. Tuli tu dia woni pa. Dia change na no. Babe. Enti wa babe kata se o mamu 2027. Mo hwe di besia. Political party here is pa na ya na mboa.
And some people within the government have come to me and they have given me, they've said come with 500 million. Do you know how many big push projects I can do? But bribe me with 10%. Police have not invited him for answering. National Security has not invited him for answering. Nobody in the NDC is saying anything. But a man put a picture of the president on the possible board, say Dumso is back, he's detained, he's facing trial. I want you to understand how this government prioritizes what it thinks are important to it. That the picture of the president saying Dumso is back is a national security concern. But a 500 million alleged bribe, that one is nothing. We'll leave that to the Ghanaians. Who were the men and women behind that contract and where are they? Why are we not investigating that? Number one. Two.
Should the investigation also cover the Agenda 111?
In fact, it should go beyond that. It should go beyond that. Remember, let me tie that into it. The road minister, the road minister has come out to tell us that so many people are taking money to go to control, they've not gone to the site. Who are they? Who gave them the money? Why were they giving the money? And why are they not aside? That is part of the what? You remember when they came and said single source of water contract? Part of it. If you go and give a multi-million-dollar contract to a wheelbarrow contractor and he's not aside. No, I'm still staying with it. So good. I'm staying with Ken. So I'm saying about he made a point. He made a point. He actually made a point. He said, Little was saying that the popular Ghanaian saying, if a frog comes up, the water, blah, blah, blah. Well, Canada Japan is saying that people within this government came to him. He kept his wife.
Is he with that?
He know. But honestly, I respect him when he talk. I didn't say. So they came to him.
Well, put me right.
The people within the government came to him and his wife, and said, "Here's a $500 million contract. take and give us our kickback. Who are those? So I'm waiting for Ken to sing. Honestly, I can't wait for. I don't think. I think 27 is too far. They can go there. He should sing. In the songs he will sing, he should make sure that the names of these men and women too are mentioned.
Okay.
The name of these people too are mentioned, so that we'll add it to the song and see whether we are money we're dancing. That's the first. And the second thing, let's go back to this. You read a statement by Samuel Oku.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Samuel.
Sabotage.
It is obvious and it is clear that there are certain religious and tribal bigots outside there who will not want to see a Muslim as president of this country.
Really?
There are certain religious and tribal bigots there who will do any and everything to sabotage the will of the people. As a society, once in a while, we need to call them out. And for me, if your idea against a candidate or against a person is rooted in this hatred, in this sabotage, then you are not good for this country. Those do exist, and we must begin being honest and transparent in how we talk about these things.
And Ken is one. Sorry, I want to follow you. Because we are talking about Ken.
I was just waiting.
You are talking about Ken.
But
I'm talking about religious and tribal bigots in our government.
Help us.
Who are those who gave the money to Ken?
Who gave money?
Ken said people came and gave him a contract for money. Who are they?
No, his wife, not him.
No, his wife. So his wife. So who are they? Who are they?
No, he said you people have taken the 10%. The man is with you.
Honestly, you are allowing him. There was a reason why.
Investigation should come.
There's a reason why. Moro,
talk about it.
There's a reason why I did not heckle him.
Thank you. You proceed.
Okay.
So,
but you are allowing him
$7.9 million.
If you please, I'm actually good at heckling.
Don't worry.
I'm very good at it.
Please proceed. He won't do that.
I wanted to assist.
Yes, he promises never to do that.
And so our body politics has gone beyond that.
Right. But he wants clarity.
He wants I don't owe him clarity. I'm just saying. I don't owe him.
Talked about the tribal.
I'm saying that I've said that. Okay. I mean, they are.
Is Ken one of them?
I don't know.
But context is key.
Context, I understand, but I'm contextualizing what I'm also saying. What I'm saying is that
why don't you call the spade a spade?
If you think that's it, I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there are tribal religious bigots outside there who are also saboteurs and who will do everything to make sure you don't see a Muslim as president of this country. They are there. I've said that. That's what I would say. I'm not struggling to say it.
Okay.
They are there. Good. So we must understand those things and make sure that as a country we've evolved, as a country we've grown, as a country we've gone beyond that. And that it is important that when issues like this happen, we summon our better angels. We don't degenerate into our worst fears. We've got to do that. We owe that to this country, we owe that to this generation, and we owe that to say that a man's character, a wife should be judged based by his merits, based by what he has done, not which God he prays to and how he prays to, and not his geographical locations. We ought to do that. Until we do that, if we sit down and we think that because of political expediency, let us engage in this, and because it will not be doing ourselves good and will not be doing this country any good. That is what I want to say.
But these bigots you've talked about have always been who they are.
Exactly. And it is important that we also keep reminding decent-minded Ghanaians that they do exist. And they come in different forms and in different shapes. And that we should let it be there. It's there. We should add it to the public discourse. Let me go. If not, let's go back. There's something about our hospitals, our clinics.
Yes.
And I think the other day is the Honorable Collins, what's his name in Parliament, Adumako also. Collins Adumako, who on another show with one of a colleague MP, I think Honorable Vandi, asked the question. But for me, I don't want to go there. There are records. And you see, there was this document running around the whole of last week about parliamentary proceedings, about the first budget that this government submitted.
Right.
And about a portion of the budget, literally, the finance minister was saying that Afare Hospital is 98% complete. That is, you are from a house of records. That is in the record. The record states that, and this is not a record that is by Honorable Anta, who say it.
But it's not wrong.
Please, again, I will do you some.
Don't worry.
I will do you some.
You talk.
I'm putting on record, I will do you some.
I'm just helping.
in the House of Records saying that the hospital is 98% complete. I've also heard the minority, the ranking member on health, I think that is Honorable Professor Bayu, saying that they only need to send water there, they need to construct the roads, and then they need to get power there. 3 things. He says, with those things, they can be open. This is where we are. So for me, what he says tie in with what is in the record in Parliament that is 98% complete. So if a hospital is 98%, and if the only 3 things the hospital needs are utilities to complete, these are public utilities, those are things that the state ought to, the state can provide to succeed. Look, all this thing came around as a result of what? A strike action or in camp. So the question that I ask is that, during COVID, if you remember, what's his name? UGMC was not completed.
What do you make of this? Should Ken be sanctioned? Should he be punished for speaking his mind?
You see, so when you are dealing with a political party made up of people who are very unprincipled, this is what you get. First and foremost, this is a party not long ago who were on the neck of security agencies, that even though some of the things that were being said by their own people were clear and were against the laws of the Republic, particularly section 207, 208 of our criminal code. And yet, they knew it. Some of the people who were speaking were lawyers. They said, no, the government has an agenda against free speech, and that people should be allowed to speak freely, regardless. This is a man who has not even said anything close to what others have said. He is just saying the things he's been saying, and they've been cheering him on. In fact, for years. The man has said so many things. I mean, Honorable Kennedy, Japan, has said so many things, and they've applauded him. Some of which have inured to their political benefit. They won elections with them. What you mean? Whatever. I don't want to remind viewers of some of the things. Some cannot be said here. And they were cheering him on. In fact, when he was even arrested, look, they brought the whole of Accra to a standstill. The MPP. Why? But if you are one who would leave a dog for a tiger, when you nurture it, eventually you will see the trait. And it's up to you. You have to take whatever you brought up. You see, but in this case, this particular one, I don't even see any problem with it. But if this is how they want to go about it, it's their own cup of tea. What has the man said? And I'll refer to their constitution for you to understand if it breaches, and you can let's do that.
Well, they say he's violated Article 3
which is
of the MPP's constitution.
Which is what? What does it say?
It requires members to be truthful and loyal to the party.
It's not a quotation. I have
that of the party.
It requires members to be what?
To be truthful and loyal to the party, and to protect and promote the good name of the party.
Yes, but of course, the man, according to him, is saying the truth. He's not lying. He's not lying. He's not said he's lying. Who determines who is lying?
But that's his truth.
Yes, but I mean, everybody's truth, whatever others are saying, is their own truth.
Yes.
Who subjected this to any rigorous scrutiny to know who is telling the truth or not? And since when did this article become part of their constitution? We've heard what Abronya has been saying against this man and other people. Is Kennedy Japan no longer an MPP person? So if it is said against him, it's fine. That one is gospel. But if he says anything against any other person, that's where you draw the line. If you are expelling him, it's your own matter. I mean, we don't care. But for me, he said nothing that deserves this kind of attention. But if you want to grant him, to the extent that Samuel who wants to join this, he is experienced. This is how they want to. Look, this is a man. What is he saying? Fact. Is it true that the MPP shamelessly did what they did at Afari? Some of their own people cannot even defend it. You've seen the videos that is going around. When Dr. Baumia said he's been assured that in 2022, the Afari project will be completed. The videos are all over. Dr. Baumia himself, as Vice President of the Republic. It is a fact, per the report, we don't have time, that the structure itself was over 90% complete. Just within 2 years. Because the project, the construction actually started in 2014. What has been discussed before 2014 is not really the issue. But when it started, within 2 years, 90%, over 90% of the structure was put. And then you came. And this is a region that gives you the highest vote. In fact, all your political fortunes depend on this region. And you have the likes of Honorable and UFE and Co., who now are shouting on top of the roof that something needs to be done. They were in power. For 8 years, what did you do? And they keep telling us it's not true that we didn't do anything. Tell us what you did. We brought this water. We brought this cup. Tell us. They always say that we did something. 90% complete for the architecture, just the biomedical installations and all that. Within 8 years, couldn't do. And you are telling us that it's due to some disagreements and whatever, which you couldn't resolve. And this government comes and is saddled with all this confusion. Now the contractor is claiming so much money. We need to go and find the money and go back to it. Then you go and take cutlasses when you don't even read your own compounds, your own play. I mean, you are not the people who clears the reader. Yet you could take cutlasses, including some ladies I don't want to, who are members of parliament.
They're patriotic citizens.
And they just become patriotic. They weren't before.
Well, we cannot become patriotic at some point.
At some point. Yes. So they are now patriotic. We thank God that they weren't within the 8 years, but they are now. And then you walk there and you want just the optics because you think Ghanaians are dumb. And when the backlash comes and your own man is exposing you, then we feel Ghanaian. It should be celebrated. Your being has rather been patriotic because you know you failed. So in this particular instance, I celebrate Ken for coming up, even though his tradition is being disingenuous. He says, I will not. I will tell the truth for the people of Ghana.
But in telling the truth, he's ended up throwing his own party under the bus.
But so we are encouraging people to lie regardless. People to deceive the people of Ghana.
No, just keep quiet.
But why should we keep quiet?
You're embarrassed your party.
No, but you see, that's why I'm saying that. Since when? Things have been said. When he was saying things against other people, you celebrated him. Did you subject him to the scrutiny you want us to subject him to? Whether he was speaking the truth or not. So you've not, because it's against you, and is that what their constitution says? That if it is against you, then you can activate the provision of it. Look, if you read their constitution, it defines this anti-party whatever behavior as a speed that undermines the party's unity.
Yeah.
Violates established codes of conduct and brings the party into disrepute. Tell me where this comes in. He says we failed the people of Ashanti region. But is he the only person who is saying? In fact, Dr. Baumia, on some occasion, when he was doing this, was it thank you to or whatever, he admitted to certain things that we didn't do this, we did. In fact, Dr. Baumia on a platform, he said he was even surprised to hear from, and I was shocked to hear from him. He said that at the time Ghanaians were suffering, they were doing certain things that did not inure to the benefit of Ghanaians. Post-mortem, you've lost election. People are telling you the truth that we failed this, we failed that. How is that supposed to be? So you should be quiet because you want Ghanaians to be deceived. He would not.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, what we are saying is this. Look, for me, if Ken is saying what he is saying, and this can land him in this trouble, I encourage them to proceed.
Okay.
Because the man is saying that next year he will tell us more. We are waiting. Let me even give you this. This issue of the 10%, he said, is that the reason they want to subject him to this? The man is saying that you people took the contracts and came to sell the contracts to him and other people and took 10% away. Is it true or false? Were you not in this country when the deputy finance minister came to parliament on the 10th day of March 2025, third day, and told the people of Ghana that we had conducted, the president had initiated a certain investigation into the Agenda 111, and the Auditor General's report, which is dated, which report is dated, I think, in March 2024, said that 35 contractors had taken a whopping $7.9 million, but failed to even turn up at the site. This is what the Auditor General's report is saying. If they want prosecution, it will happen. Because, you see, for you to take $7.9 million as mobilization and vote, it means that there are accomplices within the system. There is no way a contractor could take such a whopping amount and vote without the authorities, the public servants or the people, public authorities, watch him to vote. It means that they are all accomplices. So if Ken is saying this, we are not surprised. But we want further details. And you see, if anybody quotes anything Ken may have said against NDC, the person would be misleading them. Because you sit here, if I ask you what pertains in Metro TV, you would be in a position to tell me more, but you can't tell me much about what happens in GTV or TV3. I will believe you if you speak about matters in Metro than elsewhere. So anybody who tries to equalize by saying he said this against you too, that's unfair. Right. Because he is within. Okay. We will believe him because he is with you. He said they came to sell the contract to him. Don't equalize, because as for us, he's not with us. He may be lying, but yours is within. Okay. So we will take it as the gospel.
Officers. One is straightforward. Mr. Samuel Tete has come to the age limit of his service, so he's retiring. So there's no qualms about it. Dr. Bosman Asari, he has been very specific in the reason why he's resigning. So he said that I think he has served Ghana in one particular capacity. Before he became the EC deputy chair, he was at the Department of Political Science. He was my former head of department. And then when MPP government came, he was appointed to that particular position. And he accepted, thinking that he's going to serve the country in another capacity. So I think he believes he has done it to the point that he wants to go back to academia. And I think in a lot of countries, usually, I think particularly Japan and other Southeast Asian countries, they usually want people who have served in the public sector with practical experience to go back to the classroom. Because it's there that you are able to combine both theory and practice to be able to better shape and train the way our future leaders deserve to be trained. So if he believes that he's going back to academia, he stated it clearly that that's the reason why. Now, people are reading a lot of meanings into it, that NDC said when they come to power, they're going to sack him and then Jean. But if that is actually the reason that is pushing him, why is the EC chair herself not resigning? Right. You understand? If it was that kind of, there's a government pressure behind the scenes and that has pushed him, then why is the EC chair herself not resigning? And just like you've mentioned, there was another petition recently to get 2 deputies and the EC chair herself removed. And the president submitted it to the Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice found no, what's the name? Prima facie case against it. So if it was vindictive from government, though I understand perfectly that the judiciary is an independent institution, but also know that they can sometimes be a little bit of political influence. So if it was government induced or government instigated, you will have seen that things will have worked very differently. So I believe that, like Felix Ofosu-Kwakye mentioned, Dr. Bosman Asare believed that it is high time he started serving this nation in a very different capacity, and government had no hand in it. But now, the difficulty has to do with the former Chief Justice,